remember the sound of silence, not the poetic kind, the real one. The kind that buzzes between phone calls that never come. The kind that echoes through your chest when you refresh your inbox for the 100th time and still see nothing.
3 years ago, I sat alone in a tiny co-working space at the edge of the city. I'd just pitched my social enterprise, a platform for rural artisans to sell their crafts to the world. I believed in it with everything inside me. But belief doesn't guarantee applause. For 6 months, not a single investor replied. Friends stopped asking how it was going. And in that silence, that aching, humbling silence, I met the real curriculum of purpose. Success has many teachers. Purpose has only one: silence. Silence that forces you to listen, not to the world, but to yourself. Silence that strips away the performance and leaves you face to face with truth. It was there, in that room of unanswered emails and unpaid bills, that I realized something. The lonely road is not a punishment, it's preparation. Belief is a beautiful burden. When you start something new, a business, a movement, a dream, you're drunk on vision. You wake up every morning ready to set the world on fire. You tell everyone who listen, and you post quotes about faith and grind. But then, the world goes quiet. The likes stop. The support fades. And suddenly, belief feels heavy. Belief is what you carry when no one else believes with you. It's the weight of seeing what doesn't exist yet and refusing to stop until it does. People ask me, Aisha, how did you keep going? And I tell them, because I couldn't not go. That's what purpose does to you. It possesses you. It haunts you until you turn pain into progress. In those early days, I learned 3 truths about belief. Belief without discipline is daydreaming. Belief without action is addiction to potential. Belief without resilience is suicidal to purpose. You have to believe past the disappointment, past the confusion, past the noise of other people's doubt. Because sometimes the reason the road is lonely is that your frequency is higher than their comfort. And when you outgrow the room of agreement, you're promoted to the field of faith. They don't tell you this part when you chase a dream. They tell you about vision, they tell you about strategy, but they don't tell you about the moment when the dream stops shining and starts testing you. It's that phase where the goal you once wrote on your wall becomes the mirror that shows you everything you're not yet. The money dries up, the team quits, your confidence wavers, and you begin to ask, maybe I misheard God. Maybe I'm not the one. That's when you meet the real curriculum of leadership, self-leadership. Because leading others is easy when people are clapping. Leading yourself through confusion, that's the test. During those months of silence, I faced a truth I didn't want to see. I was addicted to being seen. Every time someone praised my work, I felt validated. But the moment the praise stopped, so did my peace. That's not the purpose. That's the performance. So I started fasting from validation. I stopped posting my progress. I started journaling what I was becoming instead of what I was achieving. The lonely road is a mirror. It shows you the parts of yourself you've been too busy to heal. It shows you that sometimes you're not waiting on God, God's waiting on you to grow. And the moment you accept that leadership is about becoming, not arriving, that's when the dream starts refining you.
One morning, I woke up and said, no more waiting for permission to be seen. If no one would fund my vision, I would fund my belief with action. I called the artisans myself. I built a prototype on a borrowed laptop. I recorded my own marketing videos on a cracked phone. And in those quiet hours, something shifted. I realized that purpose isn't found, it's forged. You don't discover it, you develop it. You don't wait for doors to open, you build the house.
That's when the purpose digger philosophy was born in me. We don't chase gold, we dig for purpose. Chasing gold is external. Digging for purpose is internal. Chasing gold is about winning. Digging for purpose is about becoming. The moment you stop waiting for someone to see your value and decide to manifest it yourself, the universe rearranges for you. Because purpose is magnetic. It doesn't chase, it attracts.
So to anyone listening who feels invisible, hear me. You're not in the wrong story. You're in the intro chapter of greatness. And the reason it's quiet is that the narrator is still writing your becoming. Every lonely road teaches you something, and those lessons become your leadership currency. Lesson 1: clarity is born in confusion. When everything falls apart, you see what truly matters. In the noise of achievement, we lose the sound of alignment. But when the noise dies, you hear purpose whisper. Ask yourself, what remains when everything you wanted is gone? That's your real reason. Lesson 2: discipline outlasts motivation. Motivation is a momentary spark. Discipline is the fireplace. The lonely years teach you to show up when no one's watching. You start trusting consistency over emotion. I learned to set a time to create even when my heart didn't feel inspired. That's how faith becomes a schedule. Lesson 3: solitude is a mirror, not a punishment. People fear being alone because they've never met themselves. But solitude is the laboratory where leaders are built. It's where you detox from approval and determine your truth. Lesson 4: rejection is redirection. Every no is data. Every closed door is a GPS reroute. The difference between rejection and redirection is perspective. If you see it as a loss, you stop. If you see it as a lesson, you grow. Lesson 5: growth requires grief. We rarely talk about the mourning side of purpose. Every evolution costs you something: friends, comfort, old versions of yourself. But grief is evidence of growth. You're not losing yourself. You're shedding the shell that can't fit your future. When I look back now, I realize the lonely road was not empty. It was crowded with angels of alignment, mentors I hadn't met yet, and strength I hadn't discovered. I wasn't being punished, I was being prepared. The older I get, the more I realize leadership is not about being followed, it's about being formed. True leadership is the art of remaining rooted when everything around you shakes. It's the strength to hold peace in public while fighting storms in private. I learned that solitude is not isolation, it's incubation. Every visionary must go through a season of sacred solitude, where you stop asking, "Who's with me?" and start asking, "Who am I becoming?" That's where emotional intelligence is born. That's where patience, empathy, and resilience take their first breath. Leaders who skip solitude often lead from emptiness. They seek followers to fill their loneliness instead of partners to fulfill their purpose.
But those who survive solitude lead from overflow. So when you feel unseen, uncelebrated, unchosen, remember, you are not invisible. You are being instructed. Silence is God's classroom. Solitude is His syllabus. And the diploma you earn there isn't paper, it's presence.
The purpose is borderless. What I learned in a small African co-working space echoes in boardrooms in Tokyo, in design studios in Sao Paulo, in classrooms in Toronto. Because the lonely road doesn't care about passport or postcode, it only cares about becoming. When Mandela sat alone in a cell, he wasn't being punished, he was being prepared. When Steve Jobs was fired from his own company, he wasn't rejected, he was refined. When Malala stood against fear, she wasn't isolated, she was ignited. Every world changer graduates from the University of Obscurity. We live in an age obsessed with winning, but the world doesn't need more winners, it needs more builders. Winners compete for trophies. Builders construct legacies. And the currency of builders isn't applause, it's alignment. At Purpose Digger, we don't chase gold. We dig for purpose. Because gold can lose value, but purpose appreciates with time. So, wherever you are listening from tonight, Lagos or London, Nairobi or New York, your silence is part of a global symphony. Every time you choose persistence over pity, you contribute a note to humanity's masterpiece. Now, I want to talk to the part of you that's tired, the part that has shown up again and again with no visible return, the part that has smiled in public but screamed in prayer, the part that's asking, why is it taking so long?
Hear me. Your struggle is not a sign of failure. It's a sacred assignment. Purpose never arrives in comfort. It arrives wrapped in challenge, so that only the committed will unwrap it. You are being shaped in silence, because noise cannot produce depth. When life delays you, it's not denial, it's design. When doors close, it's not rejection, it's redirection. When resources dry up, it's not lack, it's leverage. Because every obstacle carries within it the material for mastery. You're not being buried, you're being planted. And planted things look dead before they bloom. So dig deep, feed your roots, water your integrity. The fruit will come. Leadership is not about having answers. It's about holding questions long enough for wisdom to emerge. Pain is the tuition you pay for perspective. And when you finally graduate, your scars become your scholarship. So, the next time you feel like quitting, remember, you are the miracle you've been waiting for. You are the evidence that endurance works. Faithfulness in obscurity always precedes fruitfulness in visibility. When the silence finally broke, I wasn't the same woman. The investors came, the partnerships formed, but by then, I had already learned the deeper secret. Impact is an inside job. If you chase success before you develop substance, success will expose your emptiness. But if you build substance in silence, success will simply amplify your strength. That's what the lonely road does. It converts fragility into foundation. You start walking differently. You stop seeking shortcuts. You begin mentoring others from a place of wholeness, not wound. And then
something beautiful happens. The road that once broke you becomes the bridge that carries others.
Every story of significance is built on struggle. The prophet in pain becomes the teacher in transformation. The founder who failed becomes the mentor who multiplies. The dreamer who almost gave up becomes the voice that keeps others going. That's how purpose perpetuates itself. One healed heart becomes the medicine for a generation. So don't resent your story, redeem it. Your pain is someone else's survival manual.
Last year, I went back to that small co-working space. It looked smaller, not because the room had changed, but because I had. 48 artisans now sell to 12 countries. Young girls we trained now employ others. Lives ripple outward from a dream once rejected.
I stood in that room and whispered to the silence that once broke me. Thank you for teaching me how to listen. Because I finally understood. The lonely road wasn't meant to end. It was meant to expand. It became a highway of hope for others. And that's what I want for every purpose digger in this room. When you walk the lonely road, you are not just moving toward destiny. You are becoming the road for others.
So walk with courage, walk with patience, walk with awareness, because every step you take becomes a map for someone who will one day whisper your name in gratitude. We don't chase gold, we dig for purpose. And when we dig deep enough, we strive for destiny. So walk with courage, walk with patience, walk with awareness, because every step you take becomes a map for someone who will one day whisper your name in gratitude. We don't chase gold, we dig for purpose. And when we dig deep enough, we strive for destiny. We've talked about the lonely road. We've talked about silence. But there's one more truth I want to leave with you tonight. Purpose is the only currency that appreciates with time. Gold can be spent. Fame can fade. Titles can be forgotten. But purpose multiplies long after you're gone. Think of the teachers who shaped you. Think of the mentors who believed in you. Most of them will never be on magazine covers, but their purpose lives in you and through you. Legacy is not built in applause. It's built in alignment. It's built in the quiet choices you make when no one is watching. It's built in the sacrifices that never trend online. So tonight, I challenge every purpose digger. Don't just chase impact, chase inheritance. Leave behind something that cannot be erased. Because when your grandchildren ask, "What did you do with your lonely road?" let your answer be, "I turned it into a highway of hope." Purpose is the currency of eternity. And when you spend it wisely, you don't just change your life, you change generations. We've laid the foundation tonight. We've walked the lonely road. We've uncovered the currency of purpose. But purpose is too vast for one act alone. So let me take you deeper into 20 truths that will stretch your vision, sharpen your discipline, and prepare you for the inheritance of impact. The discipline of daily purpose. Purpose isn't found in grand gestures. It's found in daily discipline.
The small decisions you make when no one's watching are the bricks of destiny. Turning pain into progress. Pain tries to convince you to pause. Purpose turns pain into progress. Your scars are not shame, they're instruction manuals. 3. The power of invisible seasons. Invisible doesn't mean insignificant. Roots deepen in the dark. Foundations strengthen when no one's clapping. 4. Resilience as the real currency. Talent impresses. Resilience sustains. When doors close, knock again. 5. Silence as a teacher of strength. Silence isn't punishment, it's a professor. It teaches you to hear yourself. Strength grows in silence. 6. Leading without applause. Can you lead when the room is skeptical? Can you serve when the spotlight is elsewhere? Lead for alignment, not attention. 7. The overflow of solitude. Solitude is not emptiness, it's overflow training. Leaders fill their wells in quiet so they can pour in public.
8. Emotional intelligence in obscurity. Obscurity refines patience, empathy, and restraint. Emotions are messengers, not masters. EQ is forged in quiet. 9. Patience as leadership's first breath. Rush robs wisdom. Haste harms alignment. Patience precedes power. 10. The hidden curriculum of failure. Failure teaches what success hides. Don't fear it, study it. Failure is data.
11. Purpose beyond borders. Purpose speaks every language. Serve where you stand. Your ripple will cross oceans. 12. Builders versus winners. The world celebrates winners. Purpose rewards builders. Choose bricks over badges. 13. Legacy outlasts gold. Gold buys moments. Legacy buys generations. Legacy appreciates over time. 14. The symphony of persistence. Every act of persistence adds a note to the symphony of your life. Keep showing up. Persistence harmonizes destiny. 15. The currency of alignment. Alignment is more valuable than opportunity. Measure decisions by mission, not mood. Alignment compounds. 16. God's classroom of silence. Silence is where the divine syllabus is taught. Obedience in obscurity becomes authority in visibility. 17. Obscurity as divine preparation. Hidden seasons are holy seasons. You're not forgotten, you're being formed. Preparation precedes promotion. 18. Faithfulness before fruitfulness. Faithfulness is the seed. Fruitfulness is the harvest. Be faithful first. 19. The whisper of destiny. Destiny rarely shouts, it whispers. Small obediences unlock big outcomes. Follow the whisper. 20. The sacred assignment of struggle. Struggle isn't a mistake, it's an assignment. It equips you for the weight of impact. Struggle shapes strength. We have walked the lonely road. We have faced silence. We have carried struggle. We have uncovered 20 truths that shape destiny. But now, the road is no longer lonely, because tonight, we walked it together. Purpose is not a destination. It is a rhythm. It is a discipline. It is a legacy. So when you leave this room, leave as builders. Leave as believers. Leave as carriers of inheritance. And when the world asks you, what did you do with your lonely road? Let your answer be, I turned it into a highway of hope, and I invited others to walk with me.
Thank you for having me tonight. You have learned, now it's time to take action. Take action until next time. Subscribe to Purpose Digger.